Om Shanti. Today, 10th January 2024, Baba says, Sweet children, if you remember Alpha and Beta, the father and the inheritance, your mercury of happiness will remain rise. This is an easy matter of just a second. Question. Which children have limitless happiness? What is the way to keep your mercury of happiness constantly high? Answer. The children who practice being bodiless, those who imbibe very well whatever the Father tells them and who inspire others to imbibe it, experience limitless happiness. In order for your mercury of happiness to rise or to remain constantly high, continue to donate the imperishable jewels of knowledge. Bring benefit to many others. Always have the awareness that you are now going to the peak of happiness and peace, and you will remain then happy. Om Shanti. Bap Dada has the thought that he should have you children write down in a second whose remembrance are sitting in. It does not take time to write this down. Each one of you can write it in a second and come and show it to Baba. Everyone wrote and showed to Baba. Then Baba also wrote it down. No one had written that Bap Dada wrote. Bap Dada wrote Alf and Beta. It's so easy. Alf means Baba and Beta means kingdom. Baba is teaching you and you are attaining your kingdom. There is no need to write anything more. You took more than 2 minutes to write this. To write Alf and Beta is a matter of a second. Sannyasi also remember Alf. You also remember your sovereignty. You have to instill the habit of remembrance. When this sits in your intellects, your mercury of happiness remains high. The meaning of Alf is that he is the highest peak. There is nothing higher than that. The place of residence is also the highest of all. No one knows the meaning of liberation and liberation in life in a second. That too must definitely have a meaning. When a child is born, they write, he was born at this hour, minute, second. The hand continues to tick away. In one tick, you can say Alpha and Beta. It does not take even a second. There is even no need to say you remember it anyway. Your children should have a very good stage. However, that can only happen when you have the remembrance. While sitting here, you should remember Father and Kingdom. When your intellect sees, it is called divine insight. The soul also sees. It is the soul that must be remembering the Father. When you remember the Father, you also remember the Kingdom at the same time. How long does it take? Here, when you sit in remembrance, you would be overjoyed. Baba too is sitting here in his happiness. The Father does not remember anything of here. Baba remember the things of there, the new world. It is as though Baba and Kingdom are standing at your doorstep. The Father say, I have brought the kingdom for you children. It is just that you don't have remembrance, and this is why your happiness does not remain. While sitting and moving around, consider yourself to be souls and remember me, your Father and your inheritance. The place where you reside is so high. The world does not know this. People beat their heads so much in order to go into liberation. However, where is the land of liberation? You understand that each soul is a rocket. Those people go to the moon, but then after that, there is just space. You go even beyond that space. The moon exists in this world. It is said beyond sun and moon, beyond even sound. You have to shed your bodies. You come here from sweet silence home. It does not take time to go and come. That is your home. Here, wherever you go, it takes time. When a soul shades his body, he goes so far away in a second. A soul shades one body and goes and enters another one. So you have to consider yourself to be souls. You are going to the very highest peak. People want peace. The highest peak of peace is incorporeal world, and the highest peak of happiness is heaven. The highest on high is called a tower. Your home is also so high. People of the world never think about these things. There is no one to explain these things to them. This is called the Tower of Peace. People continue to say that there should be peace in the world, but they don't know the meaning of it. That is where there is peace. Lakshmi and Narayan exist in the Tower of Happiness. There is no greed or temptation there. Their food, their drink, the way of speaking, etc. are very royal, and they experience the highest happiness. Look how much they are praised by having made a lot of effort. They are not the only ones. A whole rosary was created. In fact, 9 jewels are remembered. Surely they must have made incognito effort. Only when you remember father and inheritance your sin will be absolved. However, Maya does not allow you to stay in remembrance. Sometimes lust, sometimes anger bring many storms. You have to feel your own pulse. Narad was told to look at his own face in the mirror. So, you don't have that stage now. It has to be created. That stage, a stable stage, is to be created. Baba would definitely show you your aim and objective. Continue to make effort internally. Baba, as you make further progress, you will have that stage. You have to attain that stage of stability, constant happiness. You have to practice being bodiless. Now you have to return your home. Baba says, remember me. If you don't remember me, there will be a lot of punishment and your status will also be reduced. These matters are very subtle. Those people go to so deep and into science. Look at what they continue to create. Those sanskar are also needed so that they can go further and create those things. It is just that this world has to be changed. They will all go from here and take rebirth according to the sanskar of the present time. The intellect of those who fight in an army have the sanskar of battling. So they carry their sanskar with them. They cannot stay without fighting. An officer would always have a queue in front of him. At the time of registering everyone, they check that they don't have any illness. They check that their eyes, ears, etc. all functions well. They have to function well to be in an army. Here too it is seen which one will become the beach of rosary of victory. You have to make effort and attain your karmatit stage. Soul come here bodiless and have to return home bodiless. There is no relationship with bodies there. You now have to become bodiless. Soul come from there and enter bodies here. So many souls continue to come. Each of you has received your own part. New, pure soul definitely receive happiness at first. This is why they are praised. The tree is big. There are so many very well-known people. All of you will be in a lot of happiness according to your strength. So you children now have to make a lot of effort. You have to become pure and go back into your karmatit stage. You have to examine your own behavior. Do I cause anyone sorrow? The Father is so sweet. He is the most beloved. So you children have to become the same. Your children know that Father is here. People don't know the Father is carrying out the establishment here. Nevertheless, they continue to remember him for birth after birth. They go to a Shiv temple and worship him so much. They go to such high peak, to the temple of Badrinath, etc. There are so many melas take place in his name because he is very sweet. They sing God is the highest on high. They would only keep the incorporeal one in their intellects. There is always incorporeal one, and then there are Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar. They cannot be called God. You children now understand that you too were Satopradhan deities. When you were the masters of the world, there were not so many human beings. Their kingdom will just be in Bharat. All the rest will go away to the land of peace. You continue to observe all these things. A very broad and unlimited intellect is needed for this. There you won't need to go to the mountains. There will be no accidents, etc. there. That's a wonder of heaven. When it is not the wonder of heaven, it becomes the wonder of Maya. People of the world cannot understand these things. We are now making effort to go to the heaven. That's a tower of happiness, whereas this is a tower of sorrow. So many people are dying in war every day, and so they must also be taking birth somewhere. It is remembered you cannot reach the end of God. God is just a point. A point has never a starting and ending point. What wood could you reach? The Father said, no one knows the beginning, middle, and end of his creation. Sikhs and holy men cannot reach the end of the Creator or creation. The Father is teaching you. This is called study. Only you children now come to know the secrets of world cycle. The people say we do not know, or they speak of hundreds of thousands of years. The Father has explained that everything you see now will not exist there. Heaven is a tower of happiness, whereas here there is nothing but sorrow. Death will come suddenly in such a way that everyone will die. To witness death is not like going to your aunt's home. This is called the peak of sorrow, and that is called the peak of happiness. There is no other word. Among you too, there are many who listen to this, but they are unable to imbibe it. You can only imbibe this when your intellect becomes golden aged. If you do not imbibe it, you cannot experience happiness. There are those who study at the highest level, and there are also those who study at the lowest level. There is a difference in how they study. No matter how much the unlimited Father explains to them, they would never understand. You will never be able to become pure without having remembrance. The Father himself is like a magnet. The magnet. He is the one with the highest power. He can never become rusty. All others are covered in a rust. You have to remove that and become Satopradhan once again. The Father said, constantly remember me alone. Let there be no attachment to anyone else. Wealthy people keep seeing their wealth in front of them throughout the day. The poor don't have anything, but if they are sensible, they can imbibe. How can the rubbish be removed without having remembrance? How can we become pure? You have come here to go to the highest peak. You know that by following the Father's teaching, you will go to the highest peak of happiness. This required efforts. The Father come here to take you to the tower. So you have to follow Srimad. Lakshmi and Narayan are remembered as number one. They would be in highest star, and others would be in lower than them. Only the new world is called Tower of Happiness. There is nothing dirty there. There is no such dust or air which would spoil the building there as there is here. There is a lot of praise of heaven. You have to make effort for them. Lakshmi and Narayan are so high. As soon as you see them, your heart becomes happy. As you make further progress, many will continue to have visions. There were so many visions given in the beginning. Baba showed so much splendor. You used to be shown wearing crowns, etc. You cannot find those things here. Baba was a jewel merchant. Jewels that used to cost 50,000 in earlier days cannot be bought for even 5 million today. You are making effort for heaven. There is limitless happiness there. The Father teaches you so much, but still, there is a difference of day and night between you children. There is a vast difference between the kings and queens and the maids and servants. Those who study well, teach others, cannot remain hidden. They would instantly say, Baba, I'm going to such and such a place to do service. There is a lot of service to be done. You have to change into jungle, into a temple. Whatever, whether you have eaten a piece of bread or not, just run and do service. This is what businessmen do. When a good customer comes, they run whether they have finished eating or not. They have an interest earning money. Here you receive unlimited, limitless wealth from unlimited Father. Even though there is still a little time, there is no guarantee about anything because you might leave your body tomorrow. Destruction has to take place. It is of you that it is said, death for the prey and happiness for hunter. There is no limit to your happiness. You should have limitless happiness. You have to benefit many others. At the end, you will reach your karmatit stage. By having remembrance, you will suddenly fly when you become bodiless. This requires a lot of effort. Some do a lot of service. They stand all day long at the museum explaining. They remain engaged in doing service day and night. Hundreds of museums will open. Hundreds of thousands of people will come and you won't even have that time. You will have the maximum number of shops of these imperishable jewels of knowledge. Acha, essence for dharana. First point. In order to imbibe knowledge, first of all, make your intellect golden age. Have no attachment to anything except remembrance of Father. Second point, in order to attain your karmati stage and return home, practice being bodiless. Examine your behavior to see that you do not cause sorrow for anyone. Have I become as sweet as Father? Blessing for today is, may you be constantly victorious by imbibing the power of tolerance and having the truth. Detail. People of the world say that it is difficult for honest people to live in this world, that they have to tell lies. Many Brahmin souls also think that sometime have to conduct themselves with deviousness. However, see, you saw Father Brahma, he had to face so much opposition for the truth and purity, but he was not afraid. For the truth, you need to have the power of tolerance. You have to tolerate everything. You have to bow down. You have to accept defeat. That is not defeat, it's a victory for all the time. Slogan for today is, to be happy and make others happy is to give blessing and to receive blessings. I'm repeating, to be happy and make others happy is to give blessing and receive blessings. With Avyakt silence, experience the double light angelic stage point is, mine is one Baba. Everything else of mine is merged in this one mind. The power of concentration will easily enable you to experience the Avyakt angelic stage. Let your mind concentrate on what you want, however you want, and for however you long you want. This is known as having your mind under your control. With this concentration, that is, with this stable and constant stage of sweet silence, you will easily experience the double light angelic stage. Acha, Om Shanti.